Sitting peacefully, encircled by towering glass buildings, is a 1.6-acre serene oasis amid an active panorama. Located in Costa Mesa, California, is California Scenario, designed by the internationally acclaimed sculptor Isamu Noguchi. Finished in 1982, it was commissioned by the Segerstrom family to honor the family's contribution to the agricultural heritage of Southern California. Charles John and Bertha Segerstrom came to America from Sweden in 1882. The family, which would eventually include 10 children, migrated to California, settling in what is now known as Costa Mesa. In the years that followed, the family would acquire more than 2,500 acres of farmland, earning a reputation as the nation's largest independent producer of lima beans. Over time, the family expanded their endeavors, using the land to create some of Costa Mesa's most valuable commercial properties. A descendant of trailblazers and entrepreneurs, Henry Segerstrom is credited with being an integral part of the Segerstrom family's lifelong commitment to cultural development in Orange County. During the late 1970s, when Segerstrom was constructing the 3 office buildings that would become Pacific Arts Plaza, he came across Noguchi and his work. Through his lifetime of artistic experimentation, Isamu Noguchi, an internationalist and critically acclaimed sculptor, set a new standard for the reintegration of the arts with his biomorphic designs, putting him on the radar of the art scene in the 20th century. Noguchi was originally unenthusiastic about the project, being wary of the developers who might stifle his vision. Nevertheless, moved by his sincerity, Noguchi's trust was won by Segerstrom after meeting him, accepting the project that would become his only collaboration with the developer. The garden reflects Noguchi's abstract view of California's beautifully distinct terrain. According to Noguchi, it was his responsibility as a sculptor to create order and meaning within a space and to make art one with its surroundings. In this unification of nature and art, Noguchi's garden reflects his belief that everything that is born into space becomes sculpture. The garden space comprises 7 sculptural landscapes, which culminate into an otherworldly habitat removed from its surroundings. The garden offers respite from the bustle and commerce from surrounding freeways and shopping locales. The centerpiece is a sculpture titled The Spirit of the Lima Bean, an homage to the space's previous existence as a lima bean farm. It consists of a collection of 15 rust-colored granite rocks assembled atop one another, interlocking harmoniously.
I'm always looking for the essence, you might say, of sculpture. My search has been influenced by what I consider to be certain criteria for judging. One of them, of course, is how it fits into nature and how it relates to human beings. That's the one kind of criteria, which is not an aesthetic one. It's a kind of a criteria of practice. The combination of human beings to the sculpture, their relationship, is what is so important. I mean, in a way, sculpture exists only to give meaning to the space, you see.
In Forest Walk, visitors can experience a lush patch of grass enveloped by California redwood trees. The energy fountain, composed of granite bricks and stainless steel, offers a steady cascade of water from its 25-foot diameter pool.
Well, there are many ways in which I work. You know, one generally starts out with pencil and paper, and one fishes around for ideas. One has an idea, perhaps, and one tries to give it a form. And then another way is to mess around with pieces of clay and pieces of paper, pieces of wood, you know. And in that way, you sort of formalize an idea.
Standing at 30 feet high is a sandstone triangle named Water Source, from which a burgeoning stream meanders to its end, water use, a granite wedge.
I think that art is too much in the hands of the so-called tastemakers, dealers, critics, and so forth, you see, who have a kind of a prior lien on the product. Whereas I like to think that art may be something that everybody should be able to enjoy and have access to.
There is also a circular desert landscape covered in gravel and desert plants, appropriately named Desert Land. Land use is a tall hillock veiled with Sierra white granite. Noguchi challenges visitors to rethink the purpose of gardens. These spaces aren't simply exhibitions of artificially placed flora and water features. He saw gardens as a way to create a spatial sculpture that provides a peaceful break from the ebbs and flows of the hustle and bustle of life, welcoming its visitors to enter and enjoy its peace and remember its tranquility when they leave. In spite of its tranquility, the garden manages to reverberate with life, with the sounds of streams and fountains echoing throughout. Complemented by the visuals, the garden creates a narrative that recites the legacy of the land, providing each person a personal experience.
I'm not responsible for how it's used. I hope it will have the influence on people who use it. You know, that's all I can say. I hope it'll be a place that people come to escape from the world that surrounds them, you know. In fact, that's the purpose of a garden, is it not?